Hello everyone, JRDL96 here with a brand new unboxing. As you can tell by the title, it's WWEShop related once again. Now the last WWEShop unboxing we did was for AJ Lee's merchandise, including her brand new Love Bites back shirt and her retro Love Bites shirts and hoodie. So here we are now with this one, and it's a pretty interesting one. And also pretty somber, because this guy retires in 12 days from now. So let's start off with these items here in particular. So as you can see, there's some pretty interesting things in here. So we're going to start off with this right here. And that is the John Cena Farewell Tour New York Edition baseball cap. And as you can see, the "You Can't See Me" has similar lettering to the infamous NY on the New York Yankees' hats, which is what John Cena's Farewell Tour New York merchandise is based on, which is the New York Yankees. I'm kind of surprised that they went with the Yankees instead of, let's say, the Knicks because of where they were. They were in Madison Square Garden. So on the front, you have "You Can't See Me." On the right side, it says "Rise Above Hate." On the left side, it says "Never Give Up." And on the back, it says "The Last Time Is Now." So next is the John Cena t-shirt in particular for the Farewell Tour in New York. So here is the John Cena Farewell Tour New York Edition t-shirt right here. This is a size large. So on the front it says John Cena Farewell Tour, Last Time Is Now, and the logo in particular is based off the iconic New York Yankees logo. And at the very bottom of the shirt you have Rise Above Hate, and on the right side you have NYC New York USA 2025. On the right sleeve it says John Cena's Final Raw, which is what the MSG show was, the final Monday Night Raw of John Cena's WWE career. And on the left sleeve you have another Yankee-based logo where it says "Never Give Up" in some form of a baseball. Then on the back it just says, "After this, you can't see me" on a door. Anyways, let's try on this shirt now, shall we? So, this is what the shirt looks like. A very cool t-shirt, especially for his farewell tour. This is probably going to be gone by the time you see this. Or people are probably getting the shirts in the mail around this time. Pretty somber that he's retiring in 12 days at Saturday Night's Main Event. Also, I ended up buying another set of merchandise from the John Cena Farewell Tour for New York. And it's the sweatband and towel set. We're going to start off with the towel itself. Pretty simple and basic, but effective. The last time is now. And then there's the sweatband set. One wristband says "Never Give Up," the other one says "You Can't See Me," and the headband says "The Last Time Is Now." Pretty cool overall. So anyways, that's really it on the main unboxing for John Cena's Farewell Tour merchandise. So to quickly recap, we got the John Cena hat, shirt, towel, and sweatband set. Anyways, that's technically it on this little unboxing here. But I'm not done yet, because as you can tell by the title itself, it's a mega unboxing. So as you probably guessed, I went to Monday Night Raw at Madison Square Garden on November 17th, which was John Cena's final Monday Night Raw. And you guessed it, I got a lot of stuff from it. So we're going to start off with this little small item first. So I ended up getting myself another sweatband set. So give me a moment. Oh. Cut. Let's go to work, Stu. Yep, I couldn't resist. The Never Seen 17. John Cena. The Last Time Is Now. There's been a reason why I've been very hesitant on cosplaying as John Cena again. Let's just say I got made fun of for it. Now that we got that out of the way, we can kind of proceed with the other things I ended up getting. So the other thing I ended up getting was another one of the John Cena New York Farewell Tour t-shirts. Just one, just to kind of save. I'll wear one to kind of ruin it, and then I'll wear this for like cosplay purposes maybe. I don't know. The other thing that they were selling at MSG for Raw was a commemorative program for John Cena. And in this program is just a bunch of pictures of John Cena, and it kind of showcases all his world title runs, including all the posters that he was featured on. Pretty cool. I like the fact that it has this kind of like reflective gold feel to it. This is probably going to be worth a lot of money one day. At the event, it was $25. Pretty cool. And the other thing I ended up getting was a John Cena autograph that they were selling at Madison Square Garden for Raw. So as you can see here, it's all themed for New York with the Yankee theming around it alongside his farewell tour, The Last Time Is Now, New York, USA, Never Give Up. And there he is doing his iconic salute pose. And you got the New York City skyline in the background. You got the Statue of Liberty. You got one of its iconic bridges. You got the World Trade Center. You got the Chrysler Building and some other iconic buildings of New York City. The bottom right, you have his iconic autograph signature. And on the left side, if you can see very closely, it says 323 out of 1,000. So he signed about 1,000 of these. I do like the fact that it has the number out of 1,000. So that's pretty cool. That adds a lot more value to the autograph itself. The picture itself is a 11 by 14, very similar to the CM Punk autograph photo that I got back in late 2023. But overall, a pretty cool autograph. And speaking of CM Punk, I couldn't resist getting this one too. And that is his autograph photo as well. And it's updated, of course, to match his current look right now instead of the photoshopped version that they went with back when he returned to WWE back in late 2023, the one that I ended up getting over there. So you got all the pink colors around him, and you see him doing the taped fist pose right here. Official CM Punk autograph. You have all his iconic logos like GTS, Second City Saint, Best in the World, Voice of the Voiceless, and then you got his autograph right there. I've honestly lost count at the amount of CM Punk autographs I've gotten. Honestly, I do prefer this one better over that one. And if you wanted to know how much they were, the regular photos like the Jey Uso one and CM Punk ones were like $25 each, while Cena's was $50. And just like the John Cena photo and the previous CM Punk photo, it's an 11 by 14, so I gotta get this one framed as well. Pretty cool overall. And last but certainly not least, I ended up getting this particular t-shirt because I've never seen this shirt before, and it kind of made sense when you saw Monday Night Raw for a particular moment. And that is the AJ Lee, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler t-shirt. If you did watch Monday Night Raw on November 17th, AJ Lee made her return for the first time since WrestlePalooza to distract Becky Lynch long enough for Maxine Dupree to take advantage and win the Intercontinental title off of Becky Lynch. And this was the shirt that she was wearing. Funny thing was, when I got to the venue, when they opened the doors to let all of us fans in, they were selling this shirt at one of their merchandise booths. I just found it interesting that they were selling this before the show. On the back, it just says AJ in a heart with a WWE logo above it. So anyways, let's try on this shirt now, shall we? So, this is what the shirt looks like. Very nice. A really cool, simple, kind of funny t-shirt. Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. I just found that pretty funny, honestly. But it's great to see that she is back in WWE once again. It's kind of funny that she returned 2 days after I met her at the big event convention. I was cosplaying as CM Punk. She said something along the lines of, "Nice outfit." And as you can see, I got a pro photo op with her. No AI needed, and I was really respectful, and she liked my CM Punk cosplay. Pretty cool. So anyways, that's officially it on this mega unboxing for WWEShop and the items I ended up getting at MSG. That's a lot of things we got here today in this unboxing. But anyways, can I officially now start talking about the absolute chaos that was Monday Night Raw and MSG? Holy fucking shit. This show, to me, is probably by far the best Monday Night Raw that I've ever got the chance to see live in person in the 20 years of me being a pro wrestling fan. I thought the last Monday Night Raw that I went to prior to this, which was the one back in March where CM Punk and Seth Rollins had their steel cage match, I thought that one was the best one. But then they topped themselves here with this Monday Night Raw. Holy shit. So pretty much I got similar seats to the ones I got from the one in March. So getting into the venue was absolute pandemonium. There was a huge ass line to get in. It wrapped almost all the way down the first flight of steps going up to MSG. that's how long this line was. From what I've heard, they sold over 18,000 tickets, which is roughly around the same amount that they sold for the Raw back in March at MSG. So it was an absolute sellout, that's for sure. So one of the cool things that they had in my section in the concession stands area was this huge wall display for John Cena. And you can write down a message for John Cena. And I wrote something along the lines of, John, thank you for being a huge inspiration to me for the last 20 years. Forever the GOAT, thank you, Cena. That's roughly what I wrote. And I was able to pose in front of it too as well, which is awesome. So Raw started off with John Cena himself. He got a great ovation. It was loud Cena chants, loud thank you Cena chants. It was absolute insanity. So John Cena has become the Intercontinental Champion after beating Dominic Mysterio the previous Raw in Boston, officially making John Cena a Grand Slam champion. Pretty much winning the one title that eluded him the most. To see him as Intercontinental Champion was pretty cool, but at the same time, you know he's not going to keep that forever. He was like complimenting our enthusiasm that we had tonight, which is funny. And then Dominic Mysterio came by to ruin the fun. As he was trying to talk, the crowd started booing louder. You could barely hear him. So then Dominic Mysterio challenges him to a rematch for the title, and it would be on Dominic's terms, not on Cena's terms like how he did last week. And then that's when the crowd started chanting, shut the fuck up. And then John Cena had a funny response to it saying, Netflix, they're chanting Choco Fun Cup. So then they make the match official for Survivor Series in San Diego, California at Petco Park. So then John was like, I made a promise to everyone that I would wrestle on my final Monday Night Raw. And that's when Finn Balor and JD McDonough came out, and then they all triple teamed John Cena. And that's when Sheamus came to make the save, and then Rey Mysterio came out, and then they made the match a 6-man tag match. So Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, and John Cena would go on to defeat JD McDonough, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio in the 6-man tag to open Monday Night Raw. It was a lot of fun watching this. So one of the other matches we had was the Last Time Is Now tournament matches. And the first one we had was Solo Sikoa against a mystery opponent, which ended up being Dolph Ziggler, who is now known as Nick Nemeth in TNA. So he came in as the mystery opponent for Solo Sikoa after Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, was the mystery opponent for LA Knight on the previous SmackDown. So the other Last Time Is Now tournament match that we had was Javon Evans from NXT going up against the returning Gunther, who is wrestling his first match since his world title match loss to CM Punk at SummerSlam. I gotta applaud both Javon Evans and Gunther. They put on an absolute banger of a match. There was another segment that we had where we had Alexa Bliss come out to kind of question Charlotte and why she's been ghosting her the last few days because Charlotte doesn't trust Rhea Ripley and stuff like that. That's when the Kabuki Warriors came out alongside Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and then they all tried to quadruple team her, and that's when Rhea Ripley and Io Sky came in to kind of even the odds, even though they were down 1. So then Nia Jax's team kind of took advantage, and that's when Charlotte came by to make the save with a kendo stick, and she delivered 18 kendo stick shots to both Nia Jax and Lash Legend. So that's when Charlotte was able to lift up Alexa Bliss and hug her. And then there was a funny moment that happened after Alexa Bliss and Charlotte started hugging each other. Rhea Ripley and Io on the opposite side of the ring, and then Io sees Charlotte and Alexa hugging, so that's when Io starts hugging Rhea, and it kind of made Charlotte Flair start laughing. But there was some funny moment that happened during the brawl with all of them before Charlotte Flair came out. Kairi Sane had this weird jacket on. So then she took the jacket off at one point and started whipping Io Sky with the jacket. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Kairi? I don't think the jacket's going to be that effective. So before the Javon Evans-Gunther match, there was a title match. Becky Lynch defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Maxine Dupree. And Maxine Dupree put on a pretty good performance against Becky Lynch. And then there was a little intense moment between Becky Lynch and referee Jessica Carr. So after Maxine Dupree is thrown out of the ring, Becky Lynch, behind the referee's back, starts to undo one of the turnbuckles. And as she's doing that, this happens. AJ Lee makes her return and distracts Becky Lynch long enough to have Maxine Dupree do a crossbody off the top to defeat Becky Lynch to win the Intercontinental Championship. And as you can tell by the video I captured, it was like a few seconds after AJ Lee's music started playing, because it was out of nowhere and it was so unexpected. It caught me off guard. So AJ Lee kind of cost Becky Lynch the Intercontinental Championship. Then after that match was the Javon Evans-Gunther match. And then after that was the final segment of the night. So you had the vision of Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre gloating that this is the best assembled team for War Games, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when CM Punk came out. And then the Usos came out from the crowd. Literally the section to the right of me where I was sitting. Kind of similar to how Jey Uso came out back in March. And then that's when Cody Rhodes came out. So then the brawl starts. A lot of brawls outside of the ring, and Logan Paul and CM Punk are fighting in the ring. And at one point CM Punk takes advantage of Logan Paul and is about to hit a go to sleep on Logan Paul. But as he's about to, this happens. Brock Lesnar makes his return for the first time since WrestlePalooza. And he takes care of CM Punk with 2 suplexes before pushing him out of the ring. And that's when Cody Rhodes gets in Brock Lesnar's face. And Cody Rhodes tries to fight off Brock Lesnar, but Suplex City was a little too much for Cody Rhodes. And after 2 suplexes, he gets pushed out of the ring. And that's when they put the credits up as if the show was about to end. So you're probably thinking, shit, this is how Raw's gonna end? No Roman Reigns, no nothing? As you're thinking that, this happens. Roman Reigns makes his return. The OTC comes in to even the odds. Let's go! And as you can tell by my reaction in the video, I went absolutely ballistic. That almost made me lose my voice. So Roman Reigns comes down, and they have a little stare down between both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And after a while, Brock tries to attack Roman, but Roman ducks, bounces off the ropes to hit a Superman punch, knocking out Lesnar out of the ring. That's when the security decides to actually do their job. But before Roman Reigns came out, there was something that I noticed. CM Punk went underneath the ring, and when he re-emerged from underneath the ring, he had a kendo stick. I am assuming it was the same kendo stick that Charlotte Flair was using in her segment, because after that segment was over, one of the crew guys put the kendo stick underneath the ring in the same spot where CM Punk ended up going underneath the ring in. So CM Punk tries to attack Bronson Reed with the stick, but Bronson blocks it, takes CM Punk down, and then he gets into the ring to attack Roman Reigns. And he tries to do another tsunami on Roman, but Roman Reigns gets up and hits another Superman punch, knocking Bronson Reed out of the ring. And that is when the NYPD got involved. It got so chaotic with all the brawls that the police had to get involved. The NYPD tried to split everything up, but it was too much for them to handle. And Roman Reigns ended up spearing Bronson Reed alongside 2 cops through the barricade. What the fuck is happening? And as you can tell by my reaction, I was in disbelief at what the fuck I was seeing. I was like, what the fuck is happening? That was actually when Monday Night Raw went off the air. Everyone continued to brawl after Raw went off the air. At one point, CM Punk hit a couple of guys with the kendo stick, and then Cody Rhodes got his hands on the kendo stick and starts hitting Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul with it before he wails a couple cops with it. That's when the actual kendo stick shattered into pieces. And then the Usos take out Braun Breaker and Logan Paul, and then that's when Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre were brawling on top of the announce table, and that's when Cody Rhodes delivers a Cody cutter through the announce table. This is the reason why I consider this Raw the best Raw I've ever seen live in person. So after all that, CM Punk's team stood tall. Roman Reigns and Punk did a little stare down in the ring. But there was some fans that were kind of being a little funny with some of the chants, including this particular female fan.
Just kiss him already!
They were chanting "Kiss." And after that intense stare down between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Roman leaves the ring, and that's when Cody Rhodes grabs the microphone and cuts a little promo afterwards saying, New York, did you have a good time here tonight? And then he mentioned, like, this is not about us tonight, it's all about John Cena tonight. And then that's when he handed it off to CM Punk. And that's when CM Punk talked about how when he got here back in 2006 to the main roster, John Cena was on top. When Cody Rhodes came up to the main roster, John Cena was on top. When the Usos came up to the main roster, John Cena was on top. And talked about how John Cena was always on top, and how now, after 10 years, now Cody Rhodes is now on top, CM Punk is on top, the Usos are on top, everybody's on top, essentially. And then at one point he said, well, we have to say this, thank you, Cena. And then he had to say this funny line.
And it kills me to say this because I used to have to lay here and look at the lights and listen to that damn song.
He talked about how he got so sick of John Cena's stupid song, and then he did his own little rendition of John Cena's theme song with that which made me laugh. And then he ended it with saying, you know what, let's end the show here tonight, play John Cena's music. They ended the show by playing John Cena's music. I mentioned it a lot, and I will say it again. This is by far the best Monday Night Raw that I've ever seen live in person in the 20 years of being a pro wrestling fan. What a way to celebrate being a pro wrestling fan for 20 years. Not only do you go to the best Monday Night Raw you've probably ever seen live, but also I go to a wrestling convention 2 days before that and I meet AJ Lee once again, and alongside many others. Check out my new Storytime video if you want to know more about that adventure. So overall, I had a really, really fun time at Monday Night Raw at MSG. Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot. I am expecting, I think, in a few weeks. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be getting this, but I'm assuming probably within the next couple of weeks. I will be getting another souvenir ticket like the one I got for Saturday night's main event over there. Be on the lookout for that at some point, whenever that happens. So anyways, that's officially it on this mega unboxing from WWEShop, alongside the items I got at Monday Night Raw and MSG. So anyways, if you like what you saw here, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends, be sure to ring that bell to be part of Notification Squad. Be sure to check out my Instagram because I make collabs with Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, even myself. I also connect with the cosplays on there, so go check it out, and be sure to check out my Tumblr and my Discord in the description as well. So until next time, JRDLNA6 signing out, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.